All right, yeah, we're live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I'm thinking I'll pop down here and see if I can hit some tags. All right, yeah, we're live on YouTube. Oh,
Yeah. And here's Simon is back.
Hey,
pop down
We
here.
have some security
Oh,
issues.
we're live on YouTube. Oh,
And here's Simon is back.
hey, pop down
We
here.
have some security.
All right. You still there, Joe?
I'm here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm having to mute YouTube. All right. Well, it's a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do the intro real quick, Joe.
Sure.
Hi, everyone. Jake Sharp here. I'm the founder of Profound Studio. As it is right now, we've had issues with Facebook streaming again, which is a bit of a pain. Hopefully, you guys are joining as we speak using the Zoom link on Facebook. But we're also streaming up to YouTube right now. I suppose I'll go ahead and make that link soon. Anyway, so really quickly, Profound Studio. It's a place where you're going to come and receive help on your recording projects. So we have freelance pros set up so that if you want to just literally come in, hand over your project, and pay a pro to finish it up for you, we can do it that way. Or if you're a little bit more DIY, you have what we have here, and it's live classes with some of the best pros in the world, showing what they know and taking what they know from your brain, from their brain, putting it into your brain. So today we have Joe Vegna and Simon. We're gonna kind of jump into a little bit of an interview format with these fellas. Hey guys.
hey,
Hello.
hey, everybody.
All right. So really quickly, it's called Catch the Bus, and it's all about mixed bus processing. And since Joe is the man on that, I'm going to turn it over to him right now. Joe Vegna, everyone.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, we're live from Sweden. And this is my friend Simon. And yeah, today we're going to talk about mixed bus processing. And I don't know if we should start with kind of get to the bottom with what is mixed bus processing.
Yeah.
Even. Do you have any idea, or what is it
Like,
to
yeah,
you?
I kind of got confused before. I kind of thought you meant subgroups when we were talking about mixed bus processing. But like, I guess, yeah, I would figure like mixed bus processing is kind of a lightweight version of mastering.
Right.
Something in that kind of ballpark.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that way. We were talking just earlier, and I kind of not think that it's mastering, but who's to say?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no right or wrong, but basically what it is you have your drums and guitars, keyboard, vocals, everything, and everything goes through the mix bus. That we can all agree on, I think.
Yeah.
But then some people argue that the mix bus should be left alone, no plugins, no outboard, no effects, no nothing. And some argue that you get the kind of glue in the mix from the mix bus, and some people just have a ton of stuff on their mix bus, and kind of the whole sound of the track comes from the mix bus. And I mean, my take on it is that there's really no right or wrong. It's just I think the good Andrew Sheps said it perfectly one time, that the only thing that matters is what comes out from the speakers.
Yeah.
How you get there, I don't care. But I think you have kind of a lot of stuff on your.
Yeah,
Mix bus,
like
or-
I usually I actually like I don't touch the mix bus a lot. Probably like maybe like just cutting the sub bass, the absolutely lowest frequencies, and then I actually try to leave as much open for the mastering session I'm actually not right now a fan of mixed bus processing, I guess. So
All right. Yeah. But then you have a lot of subgroups.
I have I
with
have
processing. So
I have a lot of subgroups. So I guess like those kind of subgroups, like I usually have like an instrumental subgroup. So I try to like keep the vocals and the instrumentals in two different subgroups, and they together go to the mix bus. So I guess
Right.
like the subgroups could be some sort of a mix bus for the instrumental.
right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And there I do agree. Like I really like think the glue comes from the mix bus.
Right.
You have to treat everything together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think I do kind of the same way. I have some subgroups, and then everything goes through the mix bus. But what I thought we do is to take a look and a listen to a project I did a few months ago, and so I can kind of show my view on how I wouldn't say I do this all the time, but it's kind of I think like this all the time, and then there's variations of this depending on the song. And if there's any questions, Jake, feel free to just jump in and.
Sure will, Joe. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, but I think we let's do a screen share and right. So here's a project where I actually have deleted all the vocals from this project for various reasons. So basically, it would be easy. It will be easier for Jake to upload this to YouTube without any copyright infringement.
Right. Gotcha. Slick.
Yeah, perhaps we'll see. So what I thought we will do is go through what I have on my mix bus with a typical rock music project, and I don't know. Let's jump in straight away to.
Should we have perhaps listen to the raw
Right.
thing?
Let's listen to a few bars of this. Is what it sounds like without anything. I have a limiter, but that's just for safety, so I don't blow any ears, and it's so expensive. So here's the mix without anything on the mix bus. Right, and of course there in the final version there are some vocals, but not today. So what I typically do first is I have a compressor, and I kind of like these analog emulations. I don't know, it might be because I'm just old, but to me it sounds it sounds good, and I don't know, it looks good as well. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. Again, we can just play for a while, and I can bypass this one, going back and forth, and we can see if we can hear any difference at all. Did you hear it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was kind of subtle.
Yeah.
Like it was like the space after the snare hit kind of got more like filled up. I think.
Yeah. Right.
It was like, I'm not really sure if I actually liked it. I kind of liked the space, but I think I heard something.
Yeah. It kind of got a bit, I don't know, fatter.
Fatter.
Yeah. And exactly, that might be a good thing or not, depending on what you're going for.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it, and I'm going to use the word glue because everyone.
But like I guess that was what I experienced as well.
Yeah. So it's kind of and when you're looking at the meters, there's actually not a lot of compression going on, and I think the volume is kind of the same as well. So it's just that subtle glue thing. Right. After a compressor, I usually have, and for the last few months, this EQ from Acoustical Audio is just.
So how come you're using the EQ after the compression?
I've tried doing both, and I think I like it more. It's
that simple.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Is your name Andrew Sheps, sir?
Yeah, my name is not Andrew Sheps, but
that's the philosophy. Yeah, use the ears philosophy, right?
Yeah. And there some people think, I'm not sure if Andrew does it, but quite a few people have one EQ before the first compressor, taking off bass so that the compressor does not react as much to the bass, and then do the compression and then add bass.
Okay.
And I don't know, I might be just too lazy to do that, or I don't know. This kind of works for me. And in this case, it's kind of just a smiley face, a little more bottom end and a little more top end, and it's not much. It's 1 dB, so we can do the same thing. Just go back and forth and see. Let's start with this in bypass.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this plugin and this company, Acoustic Audio, is just amazing stuff. And
that was a huge improvement.
Yeah, and you see, it's one dB, just some shine and some bottom, and yeah, I like it. So. Going to the next, this is kind of cheating with the Oxford inflator.
The Holy Grail.
Yeah, it's kind of but it's dangerous. So it's kind of in a way just the more you push it, it just gets better and better. But somewhere along the line you lose it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Uh, let's do the same thing and start in bypass.
Yeah, sure.
I'm hearing that.
Yeah, to me, this kind of takes the music and just brings it closer.
Yeah, a bit,
Right,
a
right.
bit closer.
Yeah, in a way. And I'm not sure what it's doing. I guess it's some kind of parallel compression distortion. I don't know, but I like it.
It's effects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
it's almost like a presence.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of presence, but as I say, it's dangerous. So I
Could you
just
just kind of demonstrate? What happens if you turn up a lot?
yeah. We can just
Too much?
play and then just go nuts with it.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, and you kind of lose some smack in the snare and kind of lose some transient information, but everything kind of comes closer, but I use it gently.
Probably a smart choice.
Yeah, I think so. All right, and lastly, we have this is an EQ from Brainworks, but what I do with this is a bit of widening, like 19% widening, and then I use this mono maker, so everything below 43 hertz will be in mono, and this sometimes it can go up to 80, or I'm not sure why it's at 43, but I guess it's where I thought. I like it.
Yeah.
I see, Joe. So this is I never saw this before. So this is taking sets of frequencies and then arrange them in a stereo field.
Yeah, it's this is just a regular EQ.
Hmm.
Nothing strange, or it's just so you can.
Oh, I guess that was so the mono maker. That's setting certain frequencies to mono.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
So
I was
everything below 50 hertz, or even up.
Oh, I
Okay,
see.
everything in mono.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, okay.
Like that's I guess pretty conservative. Like 40 hertz. That's
yeah,
really sub. Like anyways. Like I usually when I make things mono, I usually go up to like pretty good 100, 150.
sure. Me too. Sometimes. Well, maybe not 150, but certainly up to 100. And I mean, we could do the same thing. We can
Yeah, sure.
start at nothing and then just bring it up and see what it's doing. So to me, it does two things. It kind of take all the and all the energy in the bass and just bring it all forward, and so the sub and the bass gets punchier and more I don't know, just more.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it concentrated the bass and the punchiness and widened like the everything else, or like the I guess the treble, which is basically what you
Yeah.
did, but like it, you
Yeah.
really heard it.
But what I feel is, especially when you have headphones on, if you push this up, I mean, up to about 150, it kind of lose some impact on the sides. It gets too centered in a way.
Yeah.
That's why I often end up somewhere, I mean, between 40 and 60 or 70.
Right. So you don't you all like you said before, you always like actually listen. You don't just have a setting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The proper way to do it.
Yeah. But also, I mean, this widening thing, I don't think I ever touched this, because when I listen, I always end up at 119. I don't know why. But
That's
it's
strange.
Yeah, that's the
Perfect number.
Yeah, perfect setting, and it's just. I'm a bit afraid of widening plugins, because it's kind of often kind of facey, and when you listen in mono, it's
Yeah.
it's strange.
Yeah, that's a huge
Yeah.
issue.
But just taking
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. So that's a few plugins that every single one of them doesn't make a huge difference. I mean, there's a bit of a difference, but it's not massive. So I thought we could just bypass all of them and see kind of what all of them would what the difference is with all of this. So let's start in bypass and then turn them on. Then it's kind of a big difference.
Yeah.
I think.
Sounds great.
And it's kind of, to me, it sounds more exciting, a bit more upfront, a little bit wider, and it just sounds a little bit, mastered.
Yeah, I guess so. Basically mastered. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really like fills in the gaps for me, and the guitar as well. Like pretty much like just took as much space as there was space to be taken.
Yeah,
and
right.
everything was just like glued into place.
Yeah.
With these subtle changes.
Yeah. So I guess, it would not be wrong to call it mastering, because it's kind of what a mastering engineer would do. But I almost always do this to any mix, and I mean it could be a different compressor, different EQ, different whatever. But my philosophy is kind of I want to get the sound as close to finished as possible in any way I can, and if we were to look at the limiter and at the end, hopefully we have not crushed anything. So if we want to send this off to mastering, we could. So you can just have a listen and also see.
So it seems like as long as you're not limiting anything, then it's not mastering. Seems like
all
that's
right.
your argument.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and there was a zero 0.4 dB, but that's to me that's nothing.
Yeah.
So this could certainly be sent to a master engineer without any complaints. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So that's kind of my view. And one more thing that's kind of important, I think, is that I have all these plugins on the master bus from the start. So obviously, like this EQ is flat from the start. This is at 0, and this, I think this one is always at 119, but this one is turned off as well. So everything passes through these plugins, but there's most of the time no processing, even though this EQ have its sound, even when everything is set to 0, it has some kind of sound.
Yeah.
But that's why I like it. So but also it's to me it's kind of important to have this on the mix bus from the start, and always mix through it. So it's not something that I toss on at the last minute.
So like, how far into the mix would you like start doing the mix bus processing? Like, are you doing it at the end, or are you doing it in the at the same time?
No, it's before I even raise one fader. These plugins are on the mix bus and they're active.
Okay. With those settings, with no settings.
With kind of no settings.
No
So
settings.
yeah,
Okay,
this
I see.
would be
Yeah.
at 0. This as well.
Okay.
And if I there would not be any compression going on. That's kind of more towards the end, when I kind of really get into it and push things. That's when this guy starts to work. So
Cool. Should we listen to the full result one more time? Perhaps?
right. So now it's everything on.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to show. And do we have any questions, Jake?
Let's see. Not yet. Let me. Oops. Whoopsie. One sec. All right. Anybody out there in the chat or in the stream here have any questions? Go ahead and feel free to run those out right now. As it is, I think we've got some folks in from Facebook. Well, just in the meantime, what else have you been up to, Joe? What are your projects you're working on at the moment? I know you had the big tour you were doing.
I'm going on tour on. I've been on a small tour with a awesome band called ACT.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff. And going on another tour on Thursday with a Swedish guy called Thomas Stenström. And Also doing some studio work, mixing the next single from this band, Ensamheten, with vocals actually.
Well, that was a very slick thing to think of because
Yeah,
was it our stream that got taken down? I think
yeah, I think so.
they actually recognized an artist that you had worked with,
Yeah.
like really fast. I had no idea it worked so well.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess it's kind of a good thing that it works well, but yeah. So this time I thought we just mute all the vocals and see what YouTube says
Yeah, I
about.
bet it works. I bet it works. All right, so it looks like a fairly quiet as far as questions go. Let me. So thanks again, Joe. I'm gonna jump. One second. So this is second, at least so far. Joe's been planning a series called "Sweating the Details," and that's just what it is. Really quick, concise lessons about what the last one was about loudness for mastering. Or loudness for the streaming platforms and the changes of what they're expecting to see numbers wise. But otherwise, do you know what you're doing next, Joe?
No, I haven't decided, but I mean, it's
I think you had something about oh shoot, I wish I had it in front of me. I have the list that you created first.
yeah, I have a kind of a list, so it's just
Ways
we
to,
can go in whatever way we want.
so just keep your eyes peeled for these. Technical issues aside, I like this format a lot. I think the format of almost an interview works well. Let me know what you guys in the audience think. And otherwise, thanks again, Joe. I'll let you do your goodbyes.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
again.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Simon.
Thank you, guys.
Great.
Again, we're at profoundstudio.net, and Joe is one of our instructors. He's also one of the guys that you can hire to basically take over your project, to mix it and whatnot. So, thanks again, guys. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you soon.